So you're thinking about moving to Bend, Oregon, and you're looking for a home on the east side of town, maybe a single level home with a little bit more acreage than a typical lot, but also has ample amounts of extra parking, RV parking, garage space, etc. Well, look no further than Orion Estates. That's exactly what we're going to be covering in today's video. So if this video sounds like it's for you, stick around. We're going to be getting after this tour of Orion Estates on the east side of town right now.
If this is your first time on the channel and you'd like to know everything there is to know about living, eating, sleeping, playing, the good and the bad of Bend, Oregon, the surrounding areas, subscribe to the channel, tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market here in Bend. My name is Zach Nutter. This is Ryan Rudloff, both licensed brokers with eXp Realty in the state of Oregon. We've lived here for over 30 years and we absolutely love it. So whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. We'd love to connect with you, help you make a smooth move here to Bend, Oregon. So we're gonna walk and we're gonna talk about this really cool neighborhood. So when Ryan and I grew up here, this was a 9-hole golf course called Orion Greens. This is where I cut my teeth playing golf with my dad. It was actually really sad when it went away, but they've built some absolutely beautiful homes in here and we are excited to show them to you. So Rundle Construction is the main developer in here and they build a beautiful home, a lot of single stories. And as we're panning around and showing you some of the homes, you're gonna notice that they either have these huge shops or an attached huge garage. A lot of them have ADUs. All of them have something a little special about them. So the fact that they got rid of our beloved golf course and built homes, at least they built some beautiful, beautiful homes. As we were driving through here, Ryan was talking about the trees as well. There is some beautiful, beautiful old growth trees. I don't know how they must have planted them long before they started actually developing. They're not from the golf course because they align the road perfectly.
Right.
But in the summertime, Ryan was saying when he was here for the tour of homes that it just was beautiful driving down here. So I'll let you talk. I've talked a lot here already.
Yeah, we're gonna start walking down this drag here and it's absolutely stunning because you'll see that the trees now they've lost a lot of their leaves as we're going deeper and deeper into the fall season. But ultimately the design of this neighborhood is very unique in the sense that all the homes typically are going to be single level. And we were talking about earlier in the intro, the fact that they have ample amounts of garage parking. Some of these homes actually have dual RV parking bays too installed into them. So if you have, say, something like a trailer or a boat or maybe both, I mean, this could be a good spot for you to actually have storage built into your home that won't make you go find it elsewhere. And that's something that is a unique feature with this subdivision in particular, because a lot of these homes are going to be closer together. Although they are larger lots than typical, it still is a subdivision that's relatively small in terms of homes being next to each other. You have neighbors and you don't have too much space, but you do have a unique style of architecture within these homes that allow you to store a lot more of your stuff, for lack of a better term.
Storing your stuff.
And so, you know, a lot of people that move to Bend, they love the outdoors, they love the lake life, they love all this stuff. And you get a chance to keep your belongings, your personal property at your home while not having to go find storage elsewhere. And that's a cool feature of this neighborhood, in addition to the fact that the layout is so different than a lot of the other areas in town. We're on the east side of town right now. We're just off of Reed Market Road, which is one of the primary east to west byways that connect the east side of Bend to the central part of Bend. And we're close in proximity to Caldera High School. We're close in proximity to the Forum Shopping Center. Pilot Butte is nearby. So again, we're featuring the east side in this latest series of our videos because we want you guys to get a feel for what the east side of Bend is all about, in addition to the other parts of Bend that get probably a little bit more notoriety as people make their journey to Bend, learn about the area to decide where in Bend they want to live. But ultimately, if you're in Bend, you're in good shape.
Well, like we've talked about too in past videos, is if you want to build a custom home, these are all custom homes in here. So they've all bought the land and then hired a builder. I think Rundle's the main developer in here to build these houses. So we can help you with that process too. We have lots of experience in purchasing land and connecting you with a builder. So don't feel like that's something that we can't help you with. We can absolutely help you there. Some people, there's just not an out of the box solution for them in their home purchase. Some people really want some different things. Like right here, if we pan over just a hair, you'll see this house has 2 massive RV garages.
In addition to 2 carports.
Yeah, you don't find that in many homes. So if custom is what you need, we can absolutely help you connect all the right people to get you into a custom home of your own. A couple other things I really love about this neighborhood. We are close to 2 parks. So you've got the park where the community center is, and then you have the new Alpenglow Park just down the road from here. We're very centralized in town. We are on the southeast side of town. You're close to downtown, close to the old mill. I'd say you're about 5-minute car ride from either one. Even though we just saw a couple cars go by, this is a fairly quiet street because it just leads into more neighborhood. So you're just getting local traffic, not a lot of cars coming by. The one downside I would say to this neighborhood, the only downside, is the CC&Rs require that you have a cast iron black kind of see-through fence. So you don't have the major privacy in the backyards, but the lots are all really large. So all these neighborhoods from 27th to Reed Market to Ferguson to 15th, it's this big square. There's 4 or 5 different neighborhoods in here, and they're all 1/4 acre to almost 3/4 acre lots in here, so really large in size. But this neighborhood in particular does not allow you to have those big 6-foot cedar tall fences. I think that's really the only downside of this neighborhood that I can see. Some people don't mind it. It's a very clean, sharp look, but it doesn't provide you the same privacy as a big cedar fence does.
And this area, like we talked about earlier, was part of the old Orion Greens golf course. That was a municipal style 9-hole golf course that actually had Rolls-Royce golf carts.
Yes,
And that triggers a great memory. It was the first place in my amateur golf career in which I broke 40.
Hold on.
Not because I was so good, but because it was a par 29. But I don't really share that all that often. I will on this video. But that brings back some good memories of this particular area. I grew up on the east side of town, and they developed this area here. We've had some other golf courses that have been kind of in controversial talks as to whether or not they were going to be acquired and then later developed, but that's for another video. As we continue walking here,
there's one right here. There's one vacant lot.
Yeah,
over here, it looks like it's really the only one of this section that has not been developed yet. So
we're about to walk right by it here, but if we pan over a little bit, we can see this single level home here. White home, it's beautiful. It's about 4,800 square feet, believe it or not. It's all single level. There's even a batting cage. We know the owner of this place here. He's a pretty cool guy.
It was on the tour of homes.
It was on the tour of homes.
Place.
And ultimately, I think this home, if it was for sale, it would have been in the $2 million price point. I think that's a pretty high number for this particular subdivision. Zach might be able to speak a little bit to what the price points are for this subdivision.
So depending on size, again, these are all custom built homes and they're fairly new. So we haven't seen a big turnover in the homes here. But I would suspect that the lowest priced home you're gonna find in this little stretch is at least high 9s, if not low millions. And then it's gonna climb up pretty quick because a lot of them are big. They have shops. Some of them have ADUs. So it is definitely a pricier neighborhood for the east side of town, but it's beautiful. And the one thing that I really, really enjoy about it that we already talked about, but for being a newer neighborhood, you have a lot of established trees. So it doesn't feel like you're in this brand new subdivision that was just clear cut. And they came in, they really planted some good sized trees. They lined the roads. It looks like Pleasantville as you're driving down here. Really, really cool neighborhood.
The surrounding subdivisions for this particular stretch of Bend on the east side, they're typically larger lots. They're kind of like forestry. There's not a lot of landscaping, maybe not so much of an HOA. Here, there's certainly an HOA, but you have King's Forest that's straight ahead to us. We've got the Desert Woods subdivision back slightly behind us. We've got Tanglewood behind us directly. We've also got the Pettigrew Road corridor, which is known for kind of farmland, a little bit of acreage inside the city limits. So it's a unique area in that sense that you can be right in the middle of the city but also have the option for some space, some acreage, maybe even irrigation rights on some of these small lots. It just kind of depends on where they're at, but it gives you a central feel while also being kind of in the country in a rural setting. So, you know, unique to the east side that the west side probably does not have something like that they can offer.
Yeah, and the reason that the lots here are larger is up until it was about the mid 90s. This was actually in the county, which is very hard to believe because when you're in here, you feel like you're definitely much in the city of Bend. But this was the county. So portions of this neighborhood, not this one, I don't believe, but portions of this neighborhood are still on septic. They're actually coming through. They've got a big sewer improvement they're doing right now. And they're going through tearing up all the roads and putting in public sewer. There's a connection fee. So when you're looking at these lots in this area, very important that you know that because there is a connection fee. There's a bunch of stuff that goes along with it. It can be really expensive to change from septic to sewer. So keep that in mind. You work with us, obviously, we will let you know. We'll show you, outline all the costs and do all that. But a lot of times it's 50-50. Sometimes the seller's paying to have it done. Sometimes they're just disclosing that to the buyer and the buyer has to deal with it when it comes to that. But really neat neighborhood, but was in the county. That's why you see these large lots. You really don't see many large lots in new developments anymore.
One thing that's pretty cool about just the current situation we're recording right now, it's early November as we're making this video. It's still sunny out, you know, it's going to be sunny all year. We get 300 plus days of sunshine, but a lot of people that end up moving here from other parts of the country, they have this stigma associated with Oregon that it's just all trees and it's always raining. And that's the case with the Willamette Valley, where probably 3 out of our 4 million people live. But we're on the other side of the mountains, right? We're at the foothills of the Cascades on the east side, and it's typically sunny. It's a high desert climate. It's right now, it's 55 degrees, almost 60 degrees out, and we're just walking, we're enjoying the weather. It's fantastic. And it's November, you know, it's one of those 4 months of the year where it's really dark out, but we still get this great weather. We get to enjoy it. So that's something to keep in mind as you're considering Bend, maybe versus other areas that are similar, maybe like Bozeman, or maybe like Whitefish, Montana, or maybe Boulder, Colorado. We still get fantastic weather. Price points are going to be lower in comparison to other mountain towns. But again, the weather, typically speaking, is going to be very pleasant all year long. It does get cold sometimes, but ultimately the sun is always going to be shining.
Yeah, don't be fooled. It does get cold here. If you hate the cold, probably not the place for you. But we've talked about many times, we get snow in the morning. If we have a bluebird day that day, a lot of it will melt off. Every once in a while, 3, 4, 5, I don't know, 10 times a year, we get a big snow and it sits around for a couple days. But like today, we talked about, I had to scrape my windshield this morning. Now I'm about to peel this jacket off because it's hot. Ryan's making me walk more. But it's beautiful out right now. You could be out. I could be out in a t-shirt and shorts right now if I wanted to be. It's blue skies. It just feels wonderful. So a lot of people do wrap all of Oregon together, rainy, cloudy, dark. It's just not like that here. 300 days might be an exaggeration, but I think the actual numbers, like average is like
290 or somewhere in there.
It's up there, but we are known for our sunshine here. So we love it. We love this area. I happen to live just down the street from here. I love this area so much. Love the open spaces, huge pine trees. We get a few junipers, but a ton of pine trees in here. It's a pretty spectacular place. You feel like you're outside of town just a little bit. You can smell a lot of the wood burning stoves. A lot of people still have wood burning stoves in here. So you almost kind of get that camping vibe when you're in here. Streets are really quiet. You see a lot of people out taking their dog for their morning journey, afternoon journey, whatever. But it's just a very peaceful neighborhood. So we're super, super glad that we got to show you this neighborhood.
Yeah.
We're
slowly
transitioning, meandering into King's Forest.
Into a new subdivision here.
Yep, Desert Woods. So we'll shoot those at a later date. But we wanted to show you this great place. If you have any interest in looking at a rental home or possibly talking to us about buying a piece of land and having them build a home, or you just have general interest in this area, hit us up. Let us know. We'd love to talk to you. We love showing homes. We love showing them in this neighborhood especially. We love the east side of Bend. Don't get us wrong, like we've shot a lot of stuff on the west side, but that's just because that's where we started. It is a great area, has a lot of stuff going on close to the mountain, but the east side of town is pretty wonderful. We love it. We both choose to live, well, I live on the east side. Ryan lives on the west side, but
my
very
heart's on the
close to
east
the east
side.
side.
My heart's on the east side of town.
So
Always will be.
But yeah, if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, tap the bell for notifications, like the video, let us know what you'd like to see. It's some days we're like, we've lived here for so long. I know I've said this a couple times, but it's sometimes hard to see the forest from the trees, or the trees from the forest. How's that go? I don't know.
You said it perfectly. That's great.
Whatever. But we've been here for so long, sometimes we don't see all the beauty that when people come here and see. So what do you want to see? Let us know. We'd love to help you. So we're going to wrap up.
We've got a Calendly link in our banner and in all of our comments. So when it's time for you guys to reach out, you can start there. Book a Calendly appointment with us or just give us a call. We have our phone number in there as well. So with that being said, we're so thankful you guys are supporting the channel. If you're still watching at this stage of the video, thanks again. We will plan on seeing you guys on the next video.
See you guys.